Around here we build it, we don't buy it. Y'all stay tuned to Shockley Build. It's all Shockley done. Y'all have a good day. Alright, so I want to do a little video on this piece of this plasma cutter that I use. It's just a little cheap. You can buy them on eBay or Amazon. I bought this about 3 years ago when I was building my flatbed for my truck. Just parked down at the campsite. But alright, so this is a Lotus. Let's see if you can see it. Let's see. LTP5000D. I got it set up on 220 volts. Of course, it comes with this regulator. And I run 2 of these Harbor Freight desiccant filters. And it's about time to change them. I keep this little end, just a regular chuck that you put on the end of the air hose, and then I put a plug in it. Yeah, you can see it. So it keeps most of your moisture out of it while you're not using it, because I don't use it every day. In fact, until I started this 10-ton trailer, 20,000 pounds, so it's a 10-ton trailer. Until I started this, I hadn't used it in at least a year. But I use it a lot, and I can cut 1/2-inch metal fairly easy. In fact, I'm fixing to cut some 1/2-inch metal, and I'm thinking about doing a little video while I cut it and to show. Now, I know you're supposed to use that guard or keep it a certain distance off of it, but what I have found is with 1/2-inch stuff is to get on down next to it, ride it on it sometimes. It does fine. You burn up a tip, but for the time you save for cutting 1/2-inch thick steel, it's worth a tip, you know. Or I buy them in bulk, and I probably got a tip. The inner, it's got, you know, it's got 2 tips. It's got the little ball tip on the inside, the ball end tip on the inside, and then it's got the outside tip, and then you got a cup. For all 3 pieces, I'm talking $10 maybe. By the time you buy them, and you know, buy them 10 or 20 at a time of them. And I won't burn a tip up on this one. I've already been cutting with this tip a while. This is did I cut that in? No, I didn't cut that in. But I cut some 1/2-inch just the other day, and it done just fine. I cut the dovetail out with this. This is a 3/8-inch flat with a it's at least a 1/4-inch web on that I-beam, and I cut a bunch of it with just 1 tip. I did burn a tip up doing that. I had to put a new tip in to finish up some more cutting. Like that wire grating, you can cut through it like butter, you know, real fast. So on this, let's see. So on this, for 1/2-inch, let's see, yeah, you can see it. So I'm probably gonna cut this at about 45 amps. See, this outside number is on 220 or 240, you know, whatever you want to call it. I still old school, so I still call it 220. But I'm gonna cut it at about 45, and it'll cut this whole 2-foot long piece of metal. All right, so I got my guide set. I got my just piece of channel I got laying around. Got it clamped to where this tip will ride right down the middle. All right, I'm out here in the dirt. I do most of my stuff backyard stuff, so I don't have no big shop table or plasma table to run this on. So I'm gonna figure out a way to clamp this piece down to cut half of it, and then be able to turn it around and cut the other half. So just give me a few minutes to figure that out. I got an idea right now how I'm gonna do that. So give me a minute to get that set up, and I'll get the tripod set up, and we'll video this going on. See you in a minute. All right, so I got it clamped up. It's a little loose, but it's gonna be fine for what I'm doing. I got my ground hooked up. It's on the trailer. This is all still new metal. It's a new piece I had to buy right here in the back. 1.5 by 3/8, just for a little bit stronger piece of metal right there. So I got my guide clamped, got the whole assembly clamped to the trailer. I got the plasma cutter on. I got my thick welding gloves on. This is a Miller Digital Elite. So it's got 4 different settings, and I got a cut, a grind, a weld, and an X mode. X mode works good outside when the sun is, when you're right behind you. It helps a lot with what you see through it in the X mode. So when I'm outside, I use X mode a lot. But got it on the cutting, ready to cut it. Let's go. All right. Now I got down on my knee because my back. I broke a vertebrae in my back many years ago. Hematoma in my back. It kind of hurts me sometimes. As you can see, it's starting to separate. It don't get so hot that it warps. That's what I like. Why I like this plasma a lot better than a torch. And it can still cut this 1/2 inch metal. I don't even think it's rated for 1/2 inch, but it still does. But it's a little warm, but it's not so warm like a torch. So it does fine. Almost there. That's all there is to it, people. Oh. Messed up a little bit right there where it met. You know, it's not perfect, given the circumstances that I'm working with. One of these days I'm gonna get me a plasma table and be able to do this stuff. But I ain't got nowhere to put it. That's one of the things about the shop. I'm gonna have a shed in the back, and we'll have a plasma table sitting in the shed, I think. That's all there is to it. I'll probably clean these up a little bit. Figure out which side I'm gonna put where. Weld this sucker on. Oh, let me get a hammer. Show you what I love about a plasma. You know, on a torch you always got that slag, right? This stuff. See? You hit it with a hammer, it's clean. So that's a good thing. Oh, and this is real world. This is rusty metal. I didn't grind it or nothing. Let him come by. The tractor's a little loud, but I didn't grind it or nothing. This is just something, a piece of metal we had laying around. It's cut out of the middle of a piece of 1/2 inch plate. I clamped it, marked it, cut it. You ain't got to worry about having all this perfect, clean, bare metal to use this stuff. I don't. You know, I'll grind it a little bit before I weld it, just to make it a little bit better. But I'll get this put on, and then you'll probably see the results if you watch the 10-ton trailer rebuild video. You'll see what it wound up being used for. Just a little ledge on the back for the ramp is what it is. But all right, so that's where we're at on this. Our review of the Lotus Plasma has been pretty good. Let me get this tilted up. It's been pretty good. Like I said, I've had it 3 years. I mean, I'm sitting here holding this 1/2 inch. I just cut 1/2 inch till I'm holding it with gloves. It's a little warm, but it's not hot. like a torch and be warped. It didn't warp any at all. I didn't get my welds perfectly straight, but that's just the way it is, you know, and it ain't got to be for what I'm using it for. I'll clean this edge up just straight and smooth and have on the outside, and should be ready to go. All right, well, that's it. You know, I don't believe in having to buy this thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment. You can buy this $300. I can't remember. I think I paid $250 for this plasma. I don't know what they are now, but it does just as good. You know, you ain't got to spend all that money. But, well, let me get back to it. Remember, build it, don't buy it. You can buy the cheap equipment and do just as good as these people with this millions of dollars in equipment, and you'll be good to go. Y'all have a good one.